The film starts by showing an ugly, disgusting, worthless loser boy named Sang Yu traveling on a train. Suddenly, the lights turn off and a dreadful shadow appears, attacking him and slamming him onto the floor of the train. In the next scene, we see Yu waking up. It means this was just a dream, but the worst dream in which that shadow killed him. Here we learn more about Yu. He is a writer with skills but no ideas, living in a rented house and struggling financially. Not many people approach him and he doesn't earn much. Because of this, he has taken loans from various sources and worries about his situation. A girl named Hua works in a cafe. Yu likes her, and then we see Yu with his friend. He tells him that he couldn't sleep. I am suffering from insomnia, a condition in which I can't sleep. Do you know? When I try to sleep, a shadow appears in my dreams and kills me, and it scares me. He also mentions that he has consulted many doctors, but none could provide a solution. His friend says to leave all this and stop giving excuses. Complete the task I have given you. You have only 1 week, but Yu couldn't do it. Yu was living in a rented house and he couldn't pay the rent for the current month. He was thrown out and thought, I have to do something for my survival. He starts working in a cafe, he works on his laptop, then suddenly feels sleepy, and the shadow comes into his dream and kills him. He wakes up and says that he doesn't know what his problem is. I am fed up with my life. I don't have money, a home, and I also can't sleep. I will commit suicide. While thinking this, he climbs up a building to commit suicide because he doesn't want to die again and again. He was about to jump when an elderly man appeared and saved him. The man also gives him food. He was the man from whom Yu buys pancakes. Yu starts eating the food the old man gives him. He seems very hungry. He tells his problems to the old man. The old man says, don't get nervous. When you see the dream and the shadow comes to kill you, just say, I am dreaming. I am just dreaming. You will overcome it. Then Yu leaves. He sees Hua, whom he likes. But while seeing her, she turns into a shadow and starts stabbing a sword into his chest. Yu says, I am dreaming, and wakes up. But the weird thing is that the sword with which she was killing him was in his hand, and he gets shocked. Then he realizes that he has woken up from a dream. This is his world. Now he learns some ways to differentiate between dreams and reality. After thinking, when Yu sees the sword, he feels it is unique. He goes to an antique shop that buys old and unique things. He discovers that the sword is antique and very expensive. He gets a lot of money in return for the sword, he eats good food, stays in a great hotel, and even buys a new laptop. He feels this life is luxurious and starts thinking, I see this sword in my dreams and I have taken it from my dream. It means I have the power to take things out of my dreams. It is the best. He thinks that tonight he will sleep again with the purpose that whatever he sees in his dream, he will bring it to this world and sell it. His circumstances will improve gradually. When he sleeps at night, the shadow again comes, this time attacking him with an antique axe. But he again comes to the real world with the axe. He immediately sells the axe in the antique store. This time he gets a lot of money. He is happy because his life has changed within 2 days. He thinks that now he will keep doing this. He perceives that his dreams are evolving into a source of strength rather than a weakness. That's why it is said that we should search for positivity and strength in everything. Yu buys a book with pictures of a museum. He looks at the antique things in it so that they will appear in his dreams. He plans to bring back a good and most antique thing tonight. When Yu sleeps, he dreams of the museum and becomes happy, but this time the shadow kills him. He wakes up, takes a sleeping tablet, and sleeps again. This time, when the shadow attacks him, he picks up some ancient things from the dream and returns to the real world. When he takes these things to sell at the antique store again, a gangster notices Yu's activity. He starts asking questions, but Yu doesn't answer and leaves. After a few days, Yu's friend comes to him and says, "You have become rich. Take me with you." But Yu doesn't respond. Now we find out that Hua is selling her cafe because she needs money, but before this, Yu meets her and buys the cafe from her. They start talking and meeting. Now Yu's personality has changed. He dresses nicely and takes care of himself, staying well groomed. Yu is also enjoying this time. Yu again sees the old man from whom he buys pancakes. He secretly puts a bag in his shop filled with money. The old man becomes happy upon finding it. Now every day, Yu dreams and takes expensive things from his dreams. This benefits him greatly. Now he has become a millionaire and can fight the shadow in his dreams. Seeing this, Yu's friends say, "Champion, now you have a lot of money. Why don't you build a huge tower taller than Burj Khalifa? You can place the poor there because I know my friend has a good heart." Yu says, yes, it is a good idea. That night, Yu sees the shadow in his dream, who is wearing a gold belt. As Yu touches it, his hand starts burning, but even then he holds it and reaches home. When Yu was taking off the Shadow's belt, the Shadow made some marks on Yu's chest with his finger, but Yu ignores it. When he reaches home, the sword stabs him in the chest at the same spot where the Shadow made the marks. One night, Yu dreams of building the tower. When he goes to the rooftop, he sees the Shadow's face for the first time. The Shadow is none other than Yu, and here a mark is made on Yu's face. The same mark was given by the Shadow before. Gradually, many marks are made on his face. He is walking on the road thinking about this when some gangster's companions come and kidnap him. As Yu reaches there, the gangster says, "I want $10 million from you." Through Yu's friend, the $10 million are conveyed. When the gangster receives the money, he holds Yu's friend as well. They all come to Yu's house. Meanwhile, Hua also comes, and the gangster holds her too. The gangster tells his companions to kill them. Yu's friend starts fighting with them all. Yu also stands up, but then a knife stabs him in the back. He gets injured. The gangster's companions also kill Yu's friend. Yu comes out, taking Hua with him, but the companions hold him again. They stab a knife in his leg and continuously kick his chest, making him weak. In this attack, Hua also becomes injured. When Yu faints, he enters his dreams. He sees the Shadow there and some old visions. A glass wall comes in front of him and he sees Hua on the other side. He tries to break the glass wall but can't. Then he sees that he is turned into the Shadow that came in his dreams. It means that Yu was the Shadow. He becomes strong and breaks the wall going inside. He kills the gangsters with a gun, but before dying, the gangsters shoot Hua. A bullet hits her arm and she is injured and dies. Now the Shadow moves forward. We see the real Yu lying on the floor. The Shadow shoots him, and when Yu dies, the antique things disappear. This scene ends here. Now we see the scene where Yu comes to his senses in the store, holding a sword. He understands that he was having a long dream, maybe because of his disease. But where did this sword come from? While thinking this, Hua takes him with her. She gives him food and says that he can work in her cafe if he wants. Yu happily accepts the job and soon becomes financially stable. He starts writing scripts again. Soon his scripts sell for a nice amount and he is happy. Then one day he meets the old man again. The man gives him the bag that Yu had given him. The man says, "This is your money, and I know everything. You went through it because I also put my life at risk for all this." Yu couldn't believe it, and he can't analyze if this is reality or a dream. In the last scene of the movie, we see Yu sitting in the store. Hua comes to him, and the Shadow is also keeping an eye on them, meaning the Shadow exists in real life. It's unknown what he will do to them. With this, the movie ends.
That's it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe to watch more interesting recap videos. Thanks for watching.